Boker Tov, Yom Tov, Zarim Tovim, and Laila Tov. Hello, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are at. And I say that because I just had an awesome conversation with my friend who lives in Australia, another one of my Aussie family members. And it was amazing. That was earlier this morning. And so that's why I say, because I don't know who I'm connecting to, and it's people from all over the world, even 17 hours ahead and in the future. Anyway, the reason why I'm popping on is I just wanted to pop on and just say, hey, I've got a teaching that I'm going to be sharing tomorrow. You can tell it's been a busy day. My hair is like all over the place. And I know that you really don't care what my hair looks like. It's more about the heart frequency, anyway, as we're connecting at the heart level. But tomorrow I'm going to be sharing the second portion, the response of Yeshua to the disciples in what is written as to why he speak and would speak to the masses in parables. So I'm going to be opening a Zoom meeting again for that. I will put all of the information in the link that is after this live stream. It will be in the description box. I'm also going to be setting that up. So, hi, Jamie. I was just talking to you, friend. I'm going to be putting the link in the description box on this live stream, but I'm also going to be setting a Zoom meeting out ahead in advance that we will be doing as well, so that you should be able to have notification, because I know that some of my friends that I have seen, like Avatar Love Wins, which I'm pretty sure I think I know who you are, but Love Wins is saying that she's not getting notifications of the live streams, and I totally get it, and I know it's frustrating. But when I was doing the Zoom meeting was not on live stream. It was actually through the Zoom platform. This week, I am wanting to do the Zoom meeting and live stream it. I believe I can do it to Facebook as well as YouTube um, through Zoom. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. I do know that it's going to be able to at least be on YouTube as far as the meeting that I have. Okay, so let me back up. I got two things going on tomorrow. Tomorrow at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, I am going to be meeting with my friend Brandon Dodd. I've already been talking about it. Brandon's been talking about it as well. We are going to be using Restream as a platform, and it will be broadcasting to both Facebook and YouTube. But like I've shared with the message I have on the screen, when we do the live stream on Restream, I cannot see the comments on Facebook. It's one of those things that is like frustrating for me. Let's see, what is it? OS software, open broadcasting software. If I had that installed, and I tried doing that before, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I was doing a live stream, and I couldn't, people could see that I was trying to do things, and oh, it was such a mess. So I dropped that, and because of that, I cannot see the Facebook comments. So if you want to, hi, Claire. If you want to be able to join Brandon and I and actually engage in the discussion, then I would need you to pop on over to YouTube to watch the live stream. So again, Brandon and I will be having a wonderful discussion tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. He's got some dynamic questions. We're just going to chat. He's my brother. Just like we're all family here, and we're just going to have a wonderful conversation and hopefully bring some good truth to the surface and just connecting us more. So that's happening at 10:30 in the morning. Then at 1 p.m., I am going to be doing my Zoom meeting that I've been doing for the past several Saturdays, where I invite people to come on to the Zoom meeting. And I am going to try to broadcast it at least to YouTube. We'll see if I can connect it to Facebook. I don't know if I have to jump through hurdles on that or not, and we will see. But again, if I live broadcast it through the Zoom platform, I will not see any comments on YouTube or on Facebook. So if you're expecting to get responses from me in the Zoom sessions, I can't see you unless you actually enter into the Zoom meeting and want to ask questions there. Otherwise, you'll just have to be listening in to do the live stream. And for some people, that's fine. So what I am going to ask is, if you decide to enter into the Zoom meeting specifically, I know that I have been allowing anonymity, but for me to share from my sacred place of my heart, my love language with you, If you are coming in anonymous where you just have a phone number or you don't have a name, it's very difficult for me to engage because I don't know who you are. And if you are coming as a person who just wants to, as a looky-loo, I'm going to say this right now. I'm not trying to pick on you, Jamie, at all, because you do just fine. I know who you are. Your avatar is there. Your name is there. And I love having you there. And I don't expect you to ask questions or to be a part of it if you don't want to, because your avatar is there and I see you and I know who you are. And I love that. I love having you there. You are a beautiful woman and I am so grateful to be in your life and for you to be in my life. So for someone like Jamie, when she comes in, her avatar is there, but her name is there and I know who she's there. So if you are wanting to be part of the Zoom meeting, I would really appreciate some authenticity there, that I can know who you are. We have the ability to change screen names, or in the beginning of the meeting, I will not record it, even though it's very difficult, because I had David Matthias on 2 weekends ago, and there was stuff he was saying at the beginning of the meeting that I didn't capture, and I really wish I would have, because I would have loved for all of you to hear some of the amazing things that he was sharing with us as a family. But when you come in, if you don't want your face to be seen, I understand that. I am not judging. When I share the scripture, so let's put it this way: if you want to join into the Zoom meeting, I would love to see you and to hear you. But when I start sharing the scripture, I will go ahead and let everybody know that I'm going to record it. So if you want to turn your camera off or you want to change your avatar name, I'm going to answer that in just a second, Claire. And if you want to turn off your camera or just change your avatar name to just be a first name, because, first name for a lot of people, if they're listening, that still can be anonymous. But I want to connect with you. That's why I'm doing it. Listen, YouTube is very sterile. If I'm putting a video out and I'm just giving information, it's very sterile. I try to connect at the heart level so that when I'm sharing with you, that I'm giving you a frequency of my heart, of who I am, in the measure of the being, of the totality of oneness, unity, of what I have embodied within this vessel. And I do my best to share that through my words and through my heart and how I'm explaining things. But I really want to connect. Hey, Brandon, I'm actually glad you're here. I was talking about you, my friend. I was sharing about our meeting on 10:30 on Saturday, 10:30 my time, 1:30 East Coast time. So when we come into the Zoom meeting, if you want to partake in that, I know it's going to be a long day. If you're wanting to be involved in all of this, it's like taking up your Saturday. So you may want to just choose one or another, and it's fine, because the information that I'm going to be sharing on the Zoom meeting, I will make sure that the replay is on the YouTube channel. But if you want to have interaction, if you want to connect on a deeper level than the static level of me just showing a video and presenting it out there, and you want to actually engage in the water, then I really would love to have you come into the Zoom meeting itself. But I do want people, if they enter into Zoom, I want to know who you are, because this is really a sacred place in live, in quantum, with me in my heart. And if we are going to get into the oneness unity, we need to be in that place. I love all of the emoticons. You guys are so awesome. Brandon, that's hilarious. Claire, I really want you to be there too. I love you, my sister. So when we enter into the Zoom meeting, I would ask you to enter in as you. I really want us to connect. Now, like I said, if I'm recording and we are going to put the recording sign and you choose not to show your avatar name, your real you, or if you want to turn your camera off, I do get that. But one of the things that we are really needing to get over is our distrust of one another. Because distrust is lower frequency, lower vibration, and that is not promoting oneness unity. I can tell you from my heart frequency that who this vessel is in its totality of its being right here is just to love you unconditionally, right where you are at, with no judging, zero, nada, zip. I love you for who you are right where you are at. I like that, Brandon. No sneaky. Totally get it. So again, if you want to enter into the Zoom session live, I have wonderful people that have been showing up regularly. You will be able to see my friend, if she can join us. Renee Gade is there. Claire usually shows up. I have Brandon pop in every now and then. You'll see another name, Greg Herrera. He shows up weekly. I'm pretty sure, hi, Paul. I'm pretty sure that Paul shows up as well. He has a different avatar name. But when we show up into this place, it is a sacred place of oneness unity. And so it is important that when we enter into the Zoom meeting, I would love for you to leave your mask at the door. I would love to have it as a sacred place of our authentic selves, because I can tell you, in my frequency of my being in this vessel, I mean you no harm. I will not harm you. I will love you, and I will meet you, and I will listen to you, and I will connect to you right where you're at, because you are my brothers and sisters. And I love you intimately and deeply. From the every vessel fiber being of this vessel is all about an embodiment of love. And I want to be able to embrace you as well. You guys are lovely, amazing, brilliant, shining stars of people. And that's why I'm doing the Zoom meeting. I could care freaking less about the freaking information that I'm giving you. Okay. Who cares? Yes, I think it's needed. Yes, it's beautiful. Yes, it's my love language. But what's most important to me is connecting to you at the heart level. And that is why I want to open it to you as the Zoom meeting. So if you come into Zoom before I start recording, so we'll probably have about a half hour discussion. If you guys do come in, I am going to try to encourage you to present yourself in a way that you feel comfortable. And my friend Jamie, if you don't want to get on camera, I totally get it, because you and I are in relationship with one another. And many people have seen you, they've seen your Facebook posts, they see you on the meetings. Your heart is there, and I love you and the growth and the maturation that you're going through. So I'm not asking that of you, my friend. Okay. I love you, and you've gone through some amazing, incredible growth, and I'm really proud of you. But for others, we still need to be able to place where we can trust one another. And again, if I'm recording it to put it on YouTube or Facebook, you don't have to have your camera on that for that, because that goes into the land of ether, and everybody can be seeing it, and I hear that. But for the part that is going to remain as our intimate setting, I would really love to not have masks. I would really love to see you. I would love to hear you. I'd love to see your name. I'm putting myself out there for everyone. You see my face weekly. You see my name. I mean, I don't have fear of man. Hi, Greg. I was just talking about you and how wonderful you are as well. Like I said, Greg is there on the meetings as well. So please, and I will be talking to you guys about this on the Zoom meeting. Now, if you are listening and you are one that just wants to listen, then please don't come on to the Zoom meeting. Wait until it gets posted. Or if I'm doing it as a live and I can connect it to YouTube, please go over into YouTube and watch it there, because I have plenty of looky-loos on my channel. I also have people that are there that are really wanting the information that don't want to engage, and I get it. But at some point, we need to get over that distrust of one another and enter in. And that is a sacred space that I am wanting to create. And if needs be, I will create a Patreon account for us to slide over there, if that makes you more comfortable, to be in its own little realm instead of in YouTube land or Facebook land, where all these looky-loos can come in. Because I get it. I get it. We have negative polarity and positive polarity that are playing in this game right now, and it can get really messy. And there's a lot of pain and suffering, and none of us want to experience that anymore. We are done with the dueling. We want to get into oneness unity. And that is what I'm trying to help foster and create amongst us. So I hope you're hearing me from the heart level. So in the aspect of creating safe space, if you don't want to share who you are, again, Jamie, I'm not talking about you here, my beautiful friend. For the other people that are entering in, I need you to be vulnerable, because that's where I'm at. Because in our vulnerability is when we can connect at the greatest level, at the heart level. I actually heard a story a long time ago, and I don't remember what tribe this was, and it made me weep. I mean, I don't even know if I can talk about it without crying here. And you guys may have known this. There's a tribe, and again, I'm hearing this. I don't have the exact information. I'm sure if I looked it up, but this is just coming off the top of my head right now while I'm talking to you. When somebody would come to where this tribe was at, and I guess this was a normal process, and I don't know when and where this was, so please forgive me, but the gist of it was they would send their strongest warrior out ahead, and it would meet the strongest warrior would meet those that were trying to come in, and he would submit himself. He would bend down on a knee and he would bow his head. And the reason why he bowed his head was to let the rest of the people know if who was coming in meant harm or if they were coming in heart level. Because if he bowed the head, it offered the opportunity for the enemy to cut it off, which meant a declaration of harm. And they would take their strongest warrior, and the strongest warrior had to come in humility. I hope that's touching something somewhere within you guys. So when we come together to help bring trust in, we are coming in and we are bowing our head to one another to see how you are going to handle, because all of us are very strong. Whether you believe it or not, we are of the light, and we are of one family, of one strength. And we are very strong individuals, even if you haven't manifested yet, or even if you don't know that yet, we are. So when I come into the Zoom meeting, I'm bowing my head and I'm making myself vulnerable and transparent to you. And I really would love to see that reciprocated. And the beautiful thing is, that's actually part of the word shalom. When you look at the root of shalom and you trace it back to shalom, that means it means completed, and it means perfected in mind, body, and estate. It also means friendly, and it means the word reciprocate. So when I'm coming in the state of shalom, bringing my shalom, I'm bowing my head to you. And so if you are entering into that water with me, into that place, sacred place of my heart being exposed, I really would like it if you would expose yours as well. I mean no harm. And I will be the first to bow my head to you, to honor the light that is within you. That's why I say namaste. So I will be presenting myself and saying namaste to you as we enter in, and we both bow our heads, and all of us bow our heads to join into the sacred place of Zoom. And if there's looky-loos that want to join in, they can do it on the other side. They can go into YouTube and watch it being streamed, because they aren't at the place where they can trust to come and bow their head. Because I mean you no harm. I mean you the highest order of love, light, and truth in the Zoom space. So I'm hoping people are going to watch this after I post it, because that is my heart. And I haven't set boundaries up for the Zoom meeting. I've allowed it. But last weekend I had people come on that didn't want to share who they are. And I want to know you. I want to know you in this incarnation, because you have amazing gifts to bring. You are amazing as an individual, and your words matter. Who you are matters, because we are all one. We are all part of Source Creator, and I want to celebrate you. And yes, I have stuff to share, and if we don't get to the sharing, fine. But I absolutely love what is written as to why Yeshua is speaking in parables, and what is written for us to be able to see that these sacred writings and these higher levels of teachings were meant for the spiritually mature. So again, if you want to enter into the Zoom meeting, please come with the readiness of being able to share who you are, with your head bowed, coming in. Otherwise, please just watch it on YouTube as it's being streamed, and save the Zoom space for those who are wanting to enter in the waters into trust as we begin to build this family and enter into a greater revelation of who we are as we are creating the sacred space for us to join with one another. I hope that makes sense. As far as Brandon and I go, we will be doing it live stream like you see right here. It'll be going to Facebook and to YouTube. We are going to be using this platform so that we can see questions. If you guys have questions, that we can. Let me see here. I did want to answer before I head out, because I got a lot of stuff I got to do today before tomorrow's meeting. And I've been on, I've had my little introverted self has been giving a lot of external energy to relationships, and it's been awesome. But my goodness, I'm not getting anything done. Okay, Claire, you said, let me put this on here because you asked this. Is it okay to turn off the camera while you are teaching? I don't like to be a distraction for the audience. I'm quite animated. Oh, I love you, sister. More animated than me? Okay, well, I love it if you are animated. Renee Gate gets that way too. I sometimes see you guys, and I actually, if you don't want to have the camera on, I totally get it. But I love seeing you guys. Even Brandon has said before, if you could just see our mouths as we just like drop open and we're listening, and I get it. But I don't need that feedback. It's just it's connecting with you. You know, I'm pretty raw as how you see me. I'm not trying to present anything other than who I am. And yes, I'm very animated, and yes, I can be very dramatic. And it's not because I'm trying to get you to like me, because really I don't care if you like me. I love you regardless if you like me or not. Or if I drive you nuts or not. If I'm just that kind of sister where you have to roll your eyeballs and go, oh my gosh, she's such a drama queen, there's the champagne going everywhere. I get it. I'm a little sometimes too much for my own husband, and he kind of laughs at that. So, anyway, I don't want to stand up in my underwear. Oh my God, Paul, that's hilarious. Okay, well, you know, I get it. If we're on a Zoom meeting and you're in your my husband calls it ginch. You know, we can keep the ginch out of the camera. I totally get it. But I'll leave it up to you guys and what we want to do. But really at the beginning, I just want to see you. I want to connect to you, because this is the thing that I think that is so amazing that I don't think that they've really thought through in these lower densities as they're trying to control the narrative. Is that the internet was used for malintent. And yeah, Greg, it's not posted yet. I have to set up the meeting. So I'm going to put the information about the meeting in the description box after this live stream post. So check back with it. So again, the one at 10:30 is probably, well, I'll get it figured out. I probably have two different links that I'm going to put forward. I'll have the one that I will put the link for Restream for Brandon and I's conversation tomorrow, 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, because he's on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast. And I will have that, so you will be able to do a notification for that, and that will show up on Facebook and on YouTube. And then you can do a notification. The Zoom meeting, I will have to put in the description box because I don't have a way to send a reminder to you guys. So I will have to, and then I will even try, if you're on my Facebook page, Carrie Husband, I will try to just put a blurb out with the information for the Zoom meeting if you want to enter into the Zoom waters with those of us who want to see each other face to face. So again, it's more about us being able to connect. So going back to my thoughts about, yes, I know Paul, the rest of you guys don't know, Paul is on Facebook. Well, I shouldn't say that. Well, anyway, his avatar is Drew Paul. So one and the same being, and I love you very much, very much. So as far as the internet, the greater things that I see that even the English narrative that they may have not considered is that the internet is allowing us to connect. And so when we can connect, we then get quantumly entangled. And this can be a very good thing, because when we get into one another's energy, this is why in the Law of One, when it's talking about the social memory complex being created, when we connect because of this wonderful technology we have, we're within each other's frequency. So when you show up to Zoom and I can connect to you and I see your face and I hear your voice, then when we're away from one another and I'm in my meditation time or something, I've had this happen so many times with people that I've connected to that are already within my quantum space, that I'll be thinking about them and we were thinking about each other at the same time. Or I will send a thought to them, and then the next thing I know, I get a message on private message on Facebook or an email. It is so crazy wonderful how that happens. And that's because we're entangling our energies, because ego has said we're separate. But when we come together in a platform like this, especially in the Zoom meeting, where we can really get involved. Hi, Lou. Hi, beautiful soul. When we get into the Zoom meeting, in fact, I would love to have you there, Lou. When we get into the Zoom meeting, then it allows us to be in each other's space, even in a more intimate setting than what we have going on right here. Because I see your beautiful comments, and I love reading your comments, but I really want to see you. I want to connect to you on a deeper level so that we can have a greater influence in our quantum entanglement as we continue to bring forth the light in this world in oneness unity. Because I do believe in some of the writings in the English where it says they will know us for our love for one another. Because we have become one, we are manifesting it, we have trust for one another. And I've shared this before. I had a conversation with a wonderful friend this morning from Australia, and amazing, 17 hours in the future, and I'm talking to him in my early morning and he's in the middle of the night, and we still were connecting. But I was talking to him about the Netflix show Sense8, and I know for anybody who is religious, Sense8 would turn you off in such a short time. You wouldn't even get past the first episode. How do I know? Because when I first started trying to watch it, I had to turn it off on the first episode because there was lots of things that I was being challenged on. Lots of things. Well, I just recently watched it and I went through it again. And the reason why I'm mentioning it to you is because there was a connection that was trying to be presented as to what I believe oneness unity is about. I don't think it's going to happen the exact same way as what they were presenting, but the oneness unity and being connected in the level that these entities were connected was one of the most beautiful wrecking things I have ever experienced in my life. It's spelled, it's here, I'll type it in the, but be forewarned. There's graphic sex scenes. And my prude side and being raised in Christianity made it very difficult for me. And there is homosexuality that I had to face because of my indoctrination. I have since changed radically on all of those principles because I see all of us as one. But there are some things that if you are religious, you are going to be confronted with. But if you can see the oneness unity in the heart of what they were presenting in it, it will wreck you. It will wreck you. If you are offended by it, then you have religious programming. And that's what I have to say about that. Law of One says that it's very difficult for a social memory complex to be created in third density. And I totally see it. I see and hear you, Paul. And I love you. And I love your story. Anyway, sorry. All of you are just such beautiful people, and I'm so blessed to know you. So in the Law of One material, it said that third density is very difficult for a social memory complex to be created. And I get it because we're in duality and we're so opposing one each other and dueling with each other that it makes it incredibly difficult for us to connect at the heart level. But I'm telling you that when you do connect at the heart level, like I have with most of you that I'm seeing in the comment section right here, it wrecks you. And it makes you more full. It makes you much more full and not in a place that's not sustainable. Because external love is temporary. It's to help pierce the heart so we can activate it. But there's something else when you go much deeper into this place of oneness unity where you stop seeing and labeling and judging by the differences, and you see everyone as one entity, is this beautiful framework of love that has been given flesh suits for us to be able to do it and share it with one another. So Sense8 is a really good embodiment of that. But like I said, I put the forewarning out there that if you have some issues with religious programming, it will surface. Guaranteed it's going to surface. And I am really glad that I saw it because it wrecked my heart so much that I've been able to connect with amazing people with different ways of living life and experiencing it, where before when I was in the religious system would have kept me from that because of, I don't know, my own insecurities or judging or, fear of hell and all those religious programs that kept me from truly loving. When this vessel is all about love, you get in my frequency and I am like all about love. That is all I want to do. That's all I want to be, is like, if you come near me and you're in my presence, I just want to hug you. The first time I see you, I'm like, come here, give me a hug. People going, crazy lady. Oh my gosh, who are you? Right. But my spirit is always open in that measure. And so again, I don't want to belabor, but enter into Zoom if you want to be open and transparent and join into it. You can turn your camera off. I will help assist you guys if you don't know how to do it. If you don't want to have your face when I'm doing the teachings, because the teaching itself is what I'm going to broadcast. I'm not going to broadcast our live stream in other areas. I might take nuggets of it and share it. I might just do audio. I don't know, but we need to stop distrusting one another, and we need to just stop distrusting the world. Is there bad things going on? Yes, there are, as that's in the sense of duality, but these are programs that are running out. And as the light increases, the dark is trying to fight against it, because we are raising up and out of the system of duality into oneness, unity. And we have to start with ourselves. If we are going to see this thing through, then we need to establish trust within ourselves, trusting ourselves on the inside first, but then making ourselves vulnerable so that we can see that others can trust us as well. That's the whole point of it. So that's a bummer, Lou. I wish you could join in on the Zoom meeting. I would love to have you there. I really hope that we can get you in there, because I would really love to connect with you. I love that I can see your comments, but I'd love to see you face to face. So I'm not going to stay on much more. I can tell you I would love to stay on here and chat with you guys. Because I love you. You guys are just beautiful souls. We are all one, and I love being able to connect with you. But we'll see it. We'll see it through. So again, Brandon and I are meeting at 10:30 on tomorrow morning, and then the Zoom meeting is at 1. Now, I will tell you one more thing. Please check your timeline, or your time. When I get onto the Zoom meeting, I am going to be entering in at 12:30 with my friend Regina. My friend Regina is my best friend, and we only get to connect twice a week. And it used to just be her and I. So for 30 minutes from 12:30 to 1 o'clock is my time with my best friend, Regina. So if you see the Zoom meeting and you've entered into the waiting room and you haven't been brought in, it's because the meeting hasn't started yet. So I will probably start the meeting at 12:30, but I won't be letting people in until just before 1 o'clock. Because I know, Renee, that was part of our hiccup that we had last week, is I saw you in there and I sent a message into the waiting room, but I don't know if you were able to see it. I still don't know all the nuts and bolts about Zoom, but I did see you, and I did send a message to say, hey, the meeting's starting at 1 o'clock. So if you see it and I haven't let you in, it's because it's not 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm just spending some one-on-one time with my best friend, because it's important that I still connect with her. She's been in this walk with me for a long time, and I still want to hold that sacred space between her and I. So again, just clarifications, but I'm going to go. I've got a lot to do, and I need to prepare for my Zoom meeting. I'm ready for my conversation with Brandon, because we're just going to let the spirit lead us and see what the spirit, he has some questions that he wants to ask me. I have some scriptures I want to share, not in depth. He's asked me, and I love that he said that. He's like, can you just give us the overview? Because you can do the other stuff, the letters and the words. And I'm like, I totally get it. So I have a couple scriptures that I want to do kind of an overview of, just handpicking out some of the words to bring a little bit more truth into the message that we're in right now, that I believe is specifically geared for the time with Brandon. Now, I don't know if we're going to get to him or not, but I know that when I was in meditation about it, the spirit said these things need to be shared with the group that enters in, because of who Brandon is, the call in his life, the things that he is doing, and how we are coming together as a family in our different giftings and the different callings that we have, because they're all intricate, and they're all coming together in this beautiful, I see it as this patchwork quilt of individuality that is coming together in oneness. And we all have many things that we are doing. And whether or not you think that you have a big part to play, you just being here is a big part. Because your frequency in that light, in the love that you are emitting, is actually translating out. And when we come together, it becomes magnified. So if you're a placeholder for the light, you are uber important, and don't let your stupid ego get in the way, tell you anything less than that, because it's a liar. The liar from the beginning is your ego. The liar from the beginning is your ego that says that we are separate. And it will do all kinds of things to get you away from the truth of who we are as one. So please enter in. We're going to have a great time. If you can only choose one or the other, I totally get it. Both of them are going to be available for replay later on. Okay, so you're not going to miss anything, because I understand. my whole Saturday is going to be pretty much devoted to spending time with all of you. And I'm okay with that because Saturday for me in the Sabbath, as I see it, I'm not saying you guys have to keep it. I'm not religious anymore. That I don't care. It's just something that our house does because that's the day that we choose to turn and build love. My day, if I'm giving it to connecting with you guys, sets it apart from everything else that I do the other 6 days. And yeah, I'm connecting with you guys right now, but it's different. It's a different format. And so if I'm giving of my energy on Sabbath to give it to you guys so that we can connect, then that's beautiful and that's sacred. But I also know it's a whole day. And weekends, it's summertime, people are busy and I get it. But if you can join us for both, bring some snacks, bring some popcorn, get some tea, get off the coffee. That's what my friend Brandon's been telling me and doing some of that research. I'm like, oh my God, I've been poisoning myself forever. So I'm getting into the tea habit. So bring your tea, bring some water, bring some kombucha, bring some good stuff to the party, and let's just have fun with each other and having wonderful conversation where we can just share our hearts. And I love that. So gosh, I've got a lot of stuff to do. I could keep talking, but I'm already at 37 minutes. My gosh, where does the time go? So just know I'm getting prepared for tomorrow and I got to finish cleaning my house. Those things that just don't get done unless you do it. So I love you guys. Shalom, shalom, and namaste.